Hi, everyone. Ashley Mailloux, Mike Beer here, taking a look at one of the stakes races this Monday at Mahoning Valley. They have a 10-race program. We've done a preview for the race of the day, the Steel Valley Sprint, but the race before that, kicking off the late double, is the Cheryl S. White Memorial. We'll focus in on this race for the 3-year-old fillies, 6 furlongs here on the dirt. It's another big field on the program. Big fields all day long. It's a field of 10, and I know the morning line might suggest it's a 2-horse race, Mike. I don't know if I agree with that.
Neither do I. It's a good race, another good race. Both of these stakes races to close out this card on Monday, they're both really good betting races, and maybe they'll chalk out. There's some good barns shipping in here, though. It feels like these races are way more competitive, or at least competitive enough that you don't have to settle for a short price.
We'll take a look at the Timeform US pace projection here, and let's say Dominant Diva might be involved. You could see others as well. Velvet Devil, Stilettos, Andrea. The interesting part is the 1 and the 6 are stablemates, both sent out here by Safi. He is a trio. I don't know how quick they'll go early on, but I still feel like there's a fair bit of speed on paper.
Yeah, I agree with that. I won't argue with Dominant Diva sort of being the pace of this race. It feels like that's her running style. Whether she's good enough to wire this field, I guess, remains to be seen. But based on her 3 starts so far, she wants to be on the lead.
We'll take a look here at the number 1, kicking it off, Andrea for Safi Joseph Jr. We'll take a look at the Charlestown Oaks. And I know she's going to fade in here, but 2 things. Actually 3. She gets a big figure. She runs well. The configuration of Charlestown's a little different, but she's going to kind of have a little bit of a rough trip here in the stretch. I don't know if it really costs her a placing, but I did think it was worth showing.
Yeah, I don't know if it cost her a placing either. It kind of feels like the 1-2 finishers were just a little bit better than she was in that race. And they both, as opposed to, I wanted to give her some credit for that race, a 2-turn 7 furlongs, where she's involved on the pace. The problem with that is the horses that ran 1-2 that both outfinished her were sitting right up on the pace with her. They were just better than she was, but she ran fine in that race. Another move forward. I liked her win 2 starts back. Pretty game sitting off the pace that day. I thought there were things to like about her, Ashley, but I don't love her and I don't love the price.
No, and she's going to make her first start in a couple of months, but she has run well off a layoff in the past. The 2 flat out time up next. Second last time out, grade 3 waters up in New York. And I thought it was actually a good effort. She makes the move, and I think she just isn't as good as the winner in there. I just think she gets beat by a horse that was better in that race, but she's been very consistent. I'm kind of curious to see the trip that she'd get in here.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what she does in here too. Listen, she ran fine last time, switching to turf for the first time for Weaver, and it kind of worked out. I thought she ran really well in there, but I'm kind of puzzled by the move to the grass for this horse. I'm not sure why they decided to run her. It's not like she has some kind of huge turf pedigree, and then it's not like this is something that Weaver does, where he likes to go turf to dirt with horses. When you look him up in a formulator, these horses just don't win going turf to dirt for him. So I don't know. I'm confused by that stuff, but she's lightly raced. Maybe getting back to dirt really works for her and she gets the right trip and is way more effective this time. And it wouldn't shock me, but I couldn't talk myself into this horse.
The 3 Gerlands Empire up next, making the 3rd start since July for Dallas Stewart. I couldn't talk myself onto her. I think I struggled. I mean, she's consistent. She's not winning often. And I feel like go down her past performances. Like the run line's almost like a carbon copy every time, except for maybe her last one and 3 starts back, where I honestly liked her effort 3 back out of some of them.
Yeah, it feels like maybe we went through the same process looking at this horse. I kind of wanted to like her. There's just no breakthrough, man. You're waiting for her to break through with that really good race, and it hasn't happened. Maybe it'll happen on Monday, but I probably won't bet the race that way.
Yeah, and you wouldn't complain if you owned her. She still made $200,000, but you want the next step. I just don't see it happening in this spot. The 4, Not Too Late. This is a horse that also competed in the Charlestown Oaks. Prior to that, was able to win a stakes race at Monmouth. I just think she's a cup below. I mean, the figure comes back. Good last race because of how it was run, right, and things of that nature. I can't use her here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I wouldn't hold the last race against her necessarily. It's 2-turn 7 furlongs in a grade 2 race. And so that's easy to forgive. They switched to turf 2 back. That's easy to forgive. Prior to that, I thought she ran really well winning a stakes race at Monmouth. She's obviously in really tough here, Ashley, and she doesn't have a fast race. But I like other things about her. I like her running style a little bit where she doesn't need to be on the lead. I think some of her prior races are better than they look on paper. She's going to be a huge price in this race. She's hard to use on top, but I'll use her somewhere at a big price. She's one of the horses in here I'll try to make money with.
Yeah, the one thing I tried to get behind was her workouts, Mike. I'm like, oh, they're
Hmm.
speedy. And then I pulled up all the works in Formulator, and I just think she's a good workhorse in the mornings. Just has really bullet drills left and right. The number 5 is Farah up next. Cross entered in a spot on Wednesday at Mahoning Valley. I have a feeling maybe with how deep this came up that they will opt for the other spot. She's been extremely consistent at Thistle this year, really no blemishes, but another one. I don't see it working out for her against this group.
Yeah, not sure that this, I'm sure her connections really wanted to take a look in here, see who shipped in, and then make their decision. And maybe it came up a little bit too tough for them. Local horse turning back for a trainer who wins everything on this, on this circuit. So those are the positives. Still looks like she's in too tough.
The 6, Dominant Diva up next. This is one of the 3 for Saffie Joseph Jr. in the field. I'm just going to be blunt. I don't like her, not because of her running style. It's the fact that her Beyer speed figure gets progressively worse as she goes on. And she didn't win last time out. I just can't really, I don't know. I just don't trust her at all, Mike.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, and not only didn't she win at 1-5 last time, wasn't she bad in that race? I mean, she cleared off on that field. It's not like they made her go, super fast on the lead in there, and then they came for her, and she didn't even really put up any kind of a fight in there. I don't know. I really did not like her last race, so I'm going to side with you on this one. If she wins here, if she goes to the front and wires this field, she's going to beat me.
Yeah, she'll beat me and I'll lose my money, but that's
Yeah.
okay. The 7, Velvet Devil up next. Now, this is a horse I like. We'll take a look at the most recent performance. It was at Keeneland. It was over an off track, second level allowance. And she's pressured here the entire stretch run. I mean, neither horse really wants to give an inch. And I just like that she kind of gets a little tight here with the rail and she's still determined. That's what I like to see from a horse. And I think her running style, she can sit the trip in here. To me, in some ways, she's the horse that, I think is the one to beat.
I kind of agree with you there. I mean, I like all of her races. I like this one for the reasons that you mentioned, where she sort of did it a different way there, hooked into a long duel. 2 back, she just sat in that 3 wide tracking trip, waiting for the stretch. I can see her getting that trip in here. And I think it could really work out for her. She's an easy horse to like, I think, and a major player.
The 8 Top, this was one that finished towards the back of the pack in the Charlestown Oaks. But you go prior to that, she was second in the Indiana Oaks. And, Clico, in terms of Breeders' Cup weekend, was taking some hype, and a lot of people have liked her progression. I wonder what sort of trip she gets here. I think she needs to be somewhat forward. I don't think she can be on the lead and be effective. I still think there's a chance that she gets tired late, but I kept on going back to her and the way she's been training as well. And I don't know, could she stick around for a piece? I happen to think so.
Yeah, I kind of do too. She's another horse at a price that I could try to get in there somewhere. Maybe I wouldn't use her on top, but I could try to use her in there. She's another one turning back out of a couple of 2-turn races. Prior to that, she was just progressing from race to race, sprinting, and she finally gets to sprint again.
The 9 Stilettos, we'll take a look at this one's most recent performance. Another horse that exits a race at Keeneland now. I know she gets the 90 Beyer, but it does stand out in comparison to her other races. And I bring this up because I understand why she's favored here, Mike. She could certainly win this. Again, another one with an effective running style. But when I see her at 2-1 and I see Velvet Devil at 9-2, I don't know how far apart they really are.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty clear anyway that she's 2-1 only because of this race. And listen, she was really impressive in there. Ridden out in that race, sat a good trip, maybe gets that trip in this race as well. It was obviously a move forward for her. That's the race that makes her the favorite in this race. I don't think I'd bet her off of any one of her prior starts in here. So that's my real problem with her. It's a really good trainer. IRAD takes them out, so she's getting bet in here. If she's 2-1, I'd just rather try to beat her.
Yeah, and I think the other race that people maybe look at is the Ellis Park race, where she's second to Hillarito, and we know Hillarito has gone to win on 3 out of 4 since going in the Jacobson barn. But there's just something about that price. I think she's going to take money, and I just don't find the value in her.
Agreed.
So we have the same idea here on the 9 Stilettos. We'll round it out with the 10 Taliesin here, the final Saffie Joseph Jr. horse. This is a new one in the barn. Last raced on the 8th of November. This is a fairly quick turnaround. It has some big wins in terms of visually how this horse has won at Park several times, open lengths victories. The Beyers aren't all that bad. Just seems like this horse has caught flyers, goes to the front and opens up on them and actually sets, pretty quick fractions.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, when she wins, she just leaves no doubt about it. She just blows fields out. And then when you sort of make her race for it, it seems like maybe she's just not quite as good. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say that I hate this horse in this race, Ashley, but I don't like her that much. She's a good price on the morning line, though.
Yeah, you wonder again. I think when you start to look at the morning line in this race, you can be maybe persuaded to use horses, especially if you're looking at the exotics and trying to get a price at least underneath, if not higher, on your tickets. Take a look at our top picks here for the Cheryl S. White Memorial, and on the same page. I mean, we both respect, stilettos off the win, but at that price, I think you have to look elsewhere. And Velvet Devil, I just was really impressed with her win. And you mentioned it, Mike, you like a lot of her performances.
Yeah, I just think she's a good horse, and I think she fits really, really well in here. We'll see how they bet it. Actually, if they bet it along the morning lines, it's an easy call for me to take the 7 over the 9 in this race. I tried to slip the 4 in there at a price.
I know you talked very nice about this number 4, not too late. So going to round out your exacta. We'll both use the 8 somewhere in here. I think Top is really intriguing at a price. If the horse is near 15 to 1, I think she's a use at least in the bottom of the exotic. So 7, 4, 9, 8 for Mike, 7, 9, 8, 1 for me. Race number 9 of 10 this Monday at Mahoning Valley. Good luck.